Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is me FARID Safi, and today we are here with another video lecture. Well, today we want to talk about Ielts speaking module. So let's proceed towards the lecture. In Ielts speaking module, you will have a test. Clear? In Ielts we have got 4 modules: speaking, reading, writing and listening. So Ielts speaking module is one of the modules that today in our today's lecture we will be talking about it. Speaking is a type of an interview. It's a type of an interview between examiner and the candidate. And this interview, this is one-to-one interview, and it will last from 11 to almost 14 minutes time. Total time it can take this Ielts speaking module from 11 to 14 minutes time. And this 11 to 14 minutes time you will have to cover up, you will pass by 3 different parts. In Ielts we call them parts. Number 1, we call them part 1, Ielts speaking part 1. Then we move with that of part 2. And then you will come towards that of part 3. Now in today's lecture I will just generally talk about part 1, part 2 and part 3, and then in the coming videos inshallah we will make different videos, like 3 videos on part 1, part 2 and part 3 as well. So now let me introduce you all with that of part 1, part 2 and part 3. What are they? Part 1, we call them an introduction part. This is an introduction part and it takes 4 to 5 minutes time to cover it up. In this part of the Ielts speaking test, examiner will ask you questions on 3 different topics. But these topics are very easy. These topics are related to your life. For example, examiner can ask about your likes and he can ask about your dislikes. He can ask about your hobbies. He can ask about something that is related to you. For example, he can ask about your education background. He can ask about your your interest, what sort of sports do you like, what kind of weather do you like. So very easy type of questions can be asked from you and you will be given answer. Now when you are done with part 1 of your Ielts speaking test, you will move to part 2 of the speaking, and we call this part 2 that is called cue card, or you can also call it long individual turn. In this part, examiner will not ask us question. In part 2 of our speaking test, examiner will not ask us question, but examiner will give us a question on a cue card. There will be a cue card and question would be written on that card. You will have 1 minute time. You will have 1 minute time to read that card, the question, what has been written. Examiner will give you a pencil and a blank piece of paper. And then you will be given 1 minute time. For this question, you will have 1 minute time, and then you will start preparing yourself for the test. As you are done with 1 minute of your time, then examiner will tell you that now you may talk about the topic, and then you will start talking about the topic from 1 to 2 minutes time. For 1 to 2 minute time cleared, you will talk about this card. How to talk about, as I said earlier, that later on we will make a complete video clear on that of part 2 of Ielts speaking test. So then you will come to know about that what really this part 2 of the speaking test and how I need to talk about it. In part 3 we call it 2 ways discussion. It's a type of general discussion between the examiner and the candidate. Examiner will ask you question and you need to give answer, but these answers are in more detailed answers. You can talk about your real lifetime your real life examples. You can talk about your own experiences, clear, and all the things. Let's have like the overall summary of all these 3 parts. Now can you see, this is my part 1, part 2, part 3. Part 1, it will take 4 to 5 minutes time, and this is an introduction, it's a type of an interview. Then in part 2, you will have long individual turn or cue card. A card would be given to you and you need to talk about that card for 1 to 2 minutes on that, and you will be provided with 1 minute time. In part 3, as I said, it's a type of general type of discussion. Now if you want to have complete example, if you want to go that how part 1, part 2 and part 3 are, so on our YouTube channel FARID Safi, you can go, you can watch complete interview, practical interview that we have with one of the candidates. You can find a lot number of videos on my YouTube channel, the practically that we have taken the interviews we had with the candidates. Now after this, what is very important, like question arises here that if I go with the speaking test, what are the things that examiner will give you marks? Before you prepare yourself for the IELTS speaking test, very important thing is for the candidate that to understand that what is the marking criteria for the speaking test. You must know that how I will be given grades, how I will be given marks. So today let's talk about that how you people will be graded by the IELTS speaking examiner. What is the marking criteria for IELTS speaking test? IELTS speaking module has got overall 9 band. Complete band that IELTS speaking module it has, they are 9 band. Then how examiner will give you marks out of 9? So there are 4 areas. We have 4 areas that examiner will be grading you. Number 1, 2, 3 and 4. First of all, you will be given marks on the basis of your fluency. Number 2, you will be given marks on the basis of your pronunciation. Number 3, we will be given marks on our vocabulary. And number 4, that is about our grammar. These are the 4 different areas that you will be given marks: fluency, pronunciation, vocabulary, and we have got grammar. Each module, like each part, each section has got like different 9 band, 9 for your fluency, 9 for the pronunciation, 9 for vocabulary, and 9 for that of our grammar. Now if you multiply or calculate 8 all of them, so we get 9 multiply 4, so it becomes 36. Then if you divide all these marks on 4, so overall we have got 9 band over here. Now if you want to get good band in IELTS speaking module out of 9 band, you need to improve all of them. You should have in your mind, you must keep in your mind that these are the areas that you need to improve to get better band in IELTS speaking module. For example, suppose if there is a student and one of the students he gets 6 band out of 9 in fluency. Your fluency plays a vital role. It's not all about your vocabulary or grammar, but your overall speaking band module is the combination, is the collection of all 4 things. Suppose if somebody he gets 5 band in that of pronunciation. If there is someone and he gets suppose 7 out of here, and he gets 6 band in that of grammar. Now can you plus add up all of these 4? 6, 11, 11 and 7, we have got 18, 18 and 6, 24. So 24 is the overall. If you divide by 4, so he gets out of 9 how much band? 6 band. So this is very important. If you want to get good band in IELTS, you must know the marking criteria for IELTS speaking test, that how would I be been given like band. So improve first of all your fluency. This is the first basic thing. You need to improve your pronunciation, you need to improve your vocabulary, and you have to improve your grammar. Let's talk one by one that how the examiner, what are the things that examiner will be looking. As I said earlier, these are the 4 areas. Number 1, fluency. What I mean by fluency? Fluency means that do you talk smoothly? When you start talking to the examiner, do you talk smoothly or not? Or do you make pauses? If you make pauses, so it means you're not smooth. You get stuck over there. So your marks for that of fluency can be deducted. So these are the few questions that when you start talking, keep in your mind that examiner will be looking for. Number 1, do you speak smoothly? Number 1, without long pauses. Number 1 thing. Number 2, does what you say make any sense? Does it make sense? When you talk, clear, when you start talking, so whatever you talk, does it, clear, make any sense? This is, do you answer the question that examiner asks you? The type of question has been asked, did you answer the question correctly or not? These are the things, these are the questions you should keep in your mind, that if you want to get good band on the basis of your fluency, you should be having very positive answers for all these questions. Number 2, as I said, pronunciation. Pronunciation means you will not be given marks on your accent. There is no marks for accent in IELTS speaking test, remember. Most of the students, they are after their accent. If you have Indian accent, Pashto accent, if you have got American accent, Canadian accent, or Australian, whatever accent you have, you're not going to be given marks on the basis of your accent. Only that is pronunciation. Do you pronounce the words correctly or not? So that is very important. Does examiner understand what you say to him or not? If he understands what you say, you will be given good band in IELTS. The third thing, as I said, that is about speaking. Marks will be given to you on the basis of your speaking. Now, over here, do you make correct word choices and show a wide range of vocabulary or not? Examiner want you for the speaking part that use wide range of vocabulary. Do not be limited with your vocabulary. Try to use different sort of words. Do not repeat yourself with the same word. For example, what example if I can give you what I have written over here as well for all of you, that is, for example, he asked you, if I say that meal was really tasty. Now I have used once the word tasty here. If you again use the word tasty, so it means your words, your vocabulary is not of wide range. So how can you make it like for wide range? In place of now tasty, I can say, I haven't had such a delicious meal in a long time. So once I have used tasty, and again if I want to talk, I use the word delicious. So I cannot repeat myself again and again with the same word. After that, the fourth number, as I said, that is about your grammar. Grammar plays a vital role. Do you make correct tenses? Your verb tenses must be correct. Number 2, do you use different sentence structures or not? We do have grammar videos on our YouTube channel. We have got that sentence structure on YouTube we have. So if you don't know about the sentence writing, different 4 types of sentence writing, we do have our video. You can watch over there as well. After this, we will come towards part 1, part 2 and part 3 inshallah of IELTS speaking test as well. Do subscribe our channel. If you need the soft copy of notes, you can write down in your comments your email, and inshallah we will send you as well over there. Thank you so much.